Welcome to the October edition of Nick's Notes. I took a week off this month to recharge and spend some time with my family. Getting away from the day-to-day running of the business is always a great time to look at the bigger picture, in particular the future of the business, where we want to be in 1 and 5 years, and what we need to do to achieve those goals. What I didn't consider when I started my holiday was that by the time I returned to the office, we'd have a new Prime Minister. I'm not all that happy that we have a political system in this country where our Prime Minister can be changed in the space of one day with zero input from the public. But that's a topic for another day. Right now, we all need to consider what a new PM could mean for the economic landscape, and in turn, our own businesses. On the October edition of Business Essentials, we asked our resident economist Neville Norman for his views on the recent political upheaval, as part of a broader interview on the important topic of risk management. Neville too is passionate about the importance of looking ahead, planning and being risk conscious in the decisions you make. Do you know who put the I in iPhone? The simplest of ways to describe the Apple product that has revolutionised the smartphone industry? It was Ken Segall, who was creative director at Apple's advertising agency and who worked closely with Steve Jobs when he was at the helm of Apple. Ken's written a book called Insanely Simple: The Obsession That Drives Apple's Success. We caught up with Ken for a fascinating chat about the book and his time working with Steve. If you'd like to export, but don't currently have the funds or expertise, listen to Andrew Watson of EFIC, or Export Finance and Insurance Corporation, a government agency that helps SMEs with export finance and advice. Bruce Bramwell has some constructive advice for self-managed super trustees following the recent turmoil in international equity markets, while tax expert Michael Jones uses a recent Administrative Appeals Tribunal case to help us differentiate between an employee and an independent business, and why it's so important as employers that we understand the difference if we want to stay on the right side of the taxman. Also this month, we discussed the potential benefits of flexible work practices with Gary Emanuel. Ingrid Maynard explains the importance of prospecting. We have our usual stock market wrap from Lincoln CEO Elio D'Amato, and we finish with an upbeat interview with Julianne Black, who uses her skills as a former television producer and her bright and bubbly personality to coach business people to present like a superstar. I hope you enjoy all the essential information we've compiled on the October edition of Business Essentials. Speak to you next month.